as a woman, we can play the wife, the mother, but then you forget you're you. Who are you outside of those titles?
Yeah.
And if you're married, then y'all got to figure out how to love on each other again.
And start now. Reignite that fire.
Yeah, get it popping. Nobody's home. Pop it off it everywhere. What are you talking about? Nobody's
every room. They all yours now.
Exactly.
Completely and fully.
Dogs be like,
Exactly.
what the hell? Man, y'all better get it going. The empty nest and stuff. Boom, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom.
Welcome to another episode of the Not Your Average Auntie podcast. My name is Jay. I'm here with my girls,
Key,
Joe.
And we are here to dive into another topic where we're going to keep it real, raw, and relatable while sharing our opinions on the challenges of being an empty nester. So, while I'm not going to start on this topic per se because I'm not there yet, but I have some thoughts on it of when that day actually happens for me. So, I'll let you ladies dive in because you are in that space right now. So
I'm nearly there.
Nearly, you're.
I'm kind of there, but not fully.
In between, not fully,
Yeah,
but
not fully.
Close.
I was there.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
for quite some time, and I was enjoying it, but now.
So you can talk about it too. So you can talk about when it happened, and now being out of that space again. So yeah, let's get into what that is for us.
I mean, I didn't have a problem being an empty nester. I was looking forward to it. I guess the only thing, there was two things that affected me. The fact that my boys wasn't around me, so now I worried more because I'm not in their lives every day, or I'm not seeing their day-to-days for me to be relaxed. So a big thing for me was when I would call them, answer my phone call. If you don't want to talk to me, fine, but at least respond to me with a text to let me know that you're okay. That helped ease that anxiety that I was starting to feel. I didn't want them coming home, but
I'm glad you're going. Just let me know you're okay.
Exactly. And then the other part is I was a teen mom. All my kids played sports. That was the only thing that I guess that I missed more than anything else. Still don't want you to come home, but there's a part of me that missed or misses being a teen mom, being at sport events, watching my kids play sports. That was something that I really got off on. That was my thing, and I miss it every now and then. So.
Yeah, I guess it gets here quicker than we think it could possibly be. I mean, I was also a young mom, and I was out of my mom's house, early on, probably much earlier than what my kids are today. So, while she experienced it a lot sooner than I'm probably experienced, what I know for sure that I'm experiencing it, or when I will do experience it, she was like that. She, like you, wanted to know everything was okay. I know you're out of the house. Just want to know you're okay.
Yeah.
Check in, give me a call, let's spend some time together, and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think the check-ins are important. I think, like I said, I'm not there yet, but we're getting there. But again, I'm never. I think there's this thing, particularly, I'm gonna say with African American households, where sometimes we tend to historically push them out. You're 18, you gotta go. Now I left before I was even 18, but that it wasn't because no one was pushing me out. Circumstances were pushing me out, right? So I felt like I gotta go, right, for my sanity, right? But that's a whole nother story.
Right.
But for me, I feel like I've never wanted to do that to my kids because I wanted them. Let me see how I want to frame this up. I wanted them to have a safety net and comfort, but at the same time, you're not going to be an adult. Like now, you fast forward past 18, you're in your 20s and you're not working.
You need to be figuring things out.
You need to be doing something, be productive.
Right. You're not sitting at home doing nothing.
Because those days of me like paying, I'm already paying for your your
overhead,
your shelter,
right?
Right. So and your food. You know, so
I'm not
but you gotta
do
that because you need to learn how this is the world. This is how things work.
Yeah.
So you have to start that earlier.
I started that early before they even got to the working age because they were getting allowance, right? And you allowance for lunch because they had to pay for lunch in school. So the allowance included lunch money for school, right? So you can take that lunch money and you can spend it all on Monday. And then don't come ask me about no movies or nothing like that when you know you wanted to go out. You need to save a little bit of that money so you can do some extracurricular activity. Yeah. So it started with that, and then when they started to work, it started with don't ask me for money to get to work. You working?
Oh, no.
You're working for a reason. Get your butt to work. So so I started some of those things to help them figure that out. But again, to your point, I don't necessarily want to rush them out of the house just because you're an adult, but I want you to start behaving and thinking about the things you're gonna have to think about when you do leave. Yeah. So you're gonna have to pay your own cell phone bill.
Yes.
You're going to have to pay for your whatever additional expenses beyond the overhead of this house and stuff like that. You're gonna have to be responsible for.
Yeah, I'm not. They definitely for the cell phone, and I guess the reason why my husband and I weren't like pushing them out because we knew what that felt like, right?
Not easy.
It's not easy, and so we knew what that felt like, so we didn't want to put that burden on them. But at the same time, yes, you're going to start to learn what it feels like to pay some bills. This is life, so you have to figure that out. Now, I don't need you to be on the struggle bus like how my husband and I when we were like figuring it out for ourselves, but you're gonna have to learn how to be an adult, So I'm not one of those parents that's gonna push you out like that. However, I'm okay with you wanting to you figure out your life, but you're gonna work. You're gonna figure out what you want to do and figure out what you want that's gonna bring you joy, so you can take a job or strike it out on your own and do something that you can build your life on. So I'm okay with providing that foundation. I think that when we talk about empty nesting, I think from what I heard, some people they're excited about it, and other people feel like, and I say women again. I keep saying the mothers because we tend to be the ones that are
the nurturing
and doing all those things. So some people could be really apprehensive about it because now they don't. To your point, with the teen mom, now it's like, what do I do now?
They don't feel like they have a purpose in life now because now. They don't have any. They don't have an individual that they're taking care of or hovering
every
over.
day. Yeah,
stuff like that. So they feel like, what do I have to do now? My house is like, for me, I'm not there yet, and I'm okay once they decide to go ahead and make that move. I'll be okay, but I know I will miss the daily interaction.
Okay,
so you're gonna miss a little bit of that, right? You're gonna miss, and that's gonna come with the check-ins.
You can miss them from afar.
That's going to come in with the check-ins. Because comes with the check-ins. But I'm not going to miss not knowing when I put something down. I'm not going to miss only having to wash one glass.
No, everybody can miss that. If something break, it's not me.
I did it, right?
You did it.
Exactly. Knowing that when you bought something in the kitchen, it's there when you're ready for it.
Yes. But I know I will miss some of the daily interaction kind of things that you get used to, and it's gonna not be there anymore. But you're gonna enjoy it only thinking about yourself in the home space. Not, you're gonna think about your kids when they're out of your home, but in terms of how things are happening in that house that you guys all lived in, and it's not, I gotta make sure I have this item in here for this person. I don't have to think about those kind of things. So I'm looking forward to it. And the reason why I say I'm looking forward to it, because I'm looking forward to see how they flourish outside on their own, in their own space. So I can go over there and, dirty dishes and stuff like that.
No,
and leave them in the sink.
Leave the dishes in the sink,
It's funny. I was listening to what you were saying, and my mindset, I wasn't rushing, or I didn't want to rush them.
I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying that but African American parents, they do that.
I know.
Other cultures, they don't do that.
That's correct.
As time went on, I kind of told them, if you're not going to school, you can't stay here with me. That was something, and I realized that now when you were saying what you were saying. But I never really wanted to push them out until they were ready. But they had to follow rules, and because I was so impatient back then, if you're not doing one or two things, you can't stay here. You need to figure it out and be on your own.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Listen, I'm also of the mind that you're able-bodied. You don't have any what do you call it? Things that could hinder your ability to work. You're a young adult. You need to work. I'm not taking care. No, you need to figure that out. And if it's in it, what I mean by that is either you're working for somebody or you're working for yourself, but you're bringing in something. I need to see that you're doing something productive, not laying around playing on a game, doing this and doing. No, that's not what we're doing because I work, right? So, but I'm not gonna have those situations where, I'm taking care. I'm not doing that.
I'm not taking care of a grown adult.
No,
not doing it.
No, because and I think when you do that, I firmly believe you're giving them a disservice. You're absolutely not giving your kids the right foundation for them to flourish in life because you are taking care of them, and then they always feel like someone's taking care of them, and they don't know how to get up and get that on for themselves. So, and this is not about, I got to get it out the mud, because they ain't getting it out the mud because they're living with you. You ain't in the mud. You got your place. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they got to figure it out. So I think some of the ways where women can not feel that void. Yeah. This is me. And, I'm a little harder. Is if you have a life outside of your kids. Yeah. Like, even before they get to the point where you are emptiness. Like, you need to... Women, and I did this to myself, but when they were younger, where there was a point, especially for my first one, I was so, because she was my first, I was so like enamored in everything. I lost myself in my kid. When she was like the first 8 months of her life, the first year. Right. I was just, I forgot about things. Even, I like to be flying. I forgot about all of that stuff. Every time I went to the store, I was buying stuff for her. She had more stuff that she didn't even need, So I learned, and I had to check myself by the time I had the second one. And the third one, I was like, hey, hang on. I like to have a life, exactly. And I do have this man I'm married to. This, I got to figure this out. So you got to figure it out. And I think if you can figure things out and at least have a life of your own before you become an empty nester, it'll lessen the burden that you might. Now you're still gonna miss them, but you got other things that consume your time. So it's about rediscovering. And if you don't have a life, then this is really about you rediscovering who you are, rediscovering yourself, and figuring out who you are again.
Because if everything you do revolves around your children, and when they leave, you don't have that. It is what's next for me, and you do need to figure that out. First of all, everything shouldn't be solely around your children, because you are a person too, I agree. Right? But if that is the case, you need to start preparing for that, because they're gonna leave one day, hopefully out on their own and do their own thing. What do you think it can have on a marital relationship?
If you're too involved?
The emptiness for married couples. What kind of impact does that have? Kids leave. Yeah. They're used to, now it's like, well, what do? It's just me and you now.
This is why 5 years ago, Rich and I will be deuces in the group chat. Hey, we're going over here. We're going to go down to Florida. What? Yup. Can we come? No. And there used to be a time where we had to tell them. I used to tell them one time, aren't you happy that you have two parents that still love each other? Like, when we would go on dates, because they would be like, we want to go. No, stay home.
And this is our time. We love y'all, but we need our time too.
Like, this is our time. Like, no. And they would be so angry. Like, what do you mean? I was like, we just, and now we get to the point. Monday, let's take them out to dinner. We having a good, by Thursday night, we trying to turn up. Exactly. Can we? No. And they be pissed. No, I said, you should be happy. So we started laying that 5 years ago. So you understand, we gonna be out, we gonna bounce, and then come back.
That's important, because I think marriages end.
Marriages end.
Their whole purpose was about their children.
So now
not about them.
You gotta rediscover yourself, and then now find out who we are now. Because we don't have the kids,
and we're different people.
So we're different. You may have a hobby doing this. I may have a hobby doing that. It's about figuring that out and finding ourselves again. Yes. That's really important. Yeah. You got to do that. You got to, we just played this game last night. I'll put it in the show notes. It was so good, and I got off the TikTok shop, and it was so good. It's something about, it's a couples game with it's cards, right? But it basically challenges you to ask each other questions.
I think I may have seen
and
this.
see how well you know each other.
You're getting to on a deeper level.
All over again.
Yeah, on a deeper level. So it has like different levels where you can do icebreakers, deep and deeper in the activities, right? So it was a cool game to play because we're answering questions, and we've been together for over 30 years, but you answer things, and it's like, I know the answer. He'll say, I know that answer, but then I answered in a different way, and he's like,
Yeah.
Or he may ask, one of the things one of the questions were, oh, what's the sexiest thing about me, right? So you would think it's naturally going to be something physical. He was like, without a beat, your confidence. I was like, I'm ready to get it on. What you said, bro? Tell me again. So, but again, doing those things, and it was a good game. I'm gonna let y'all remind me to show you, because it was really a great game. And I think doing stuff like that, doing stuff where you can just rediscover who you are as a couple again, and rediscover why you even fell in love in the first place. That's important.
Yeah, but some people don't know how to do that because all their energy was poured into the kids, which is fine. You do got to pour into your kids, but you got to pour into yourself too. Because when they leave, this is what happens. Whether you're married or not married, you're lost. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to navigate this new life that you now have.
Yeah.
So, I guess they need to understand that you are a person too.
The
you
kids.
Left, yeah.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do? Just sit around twiddling my thumbs, waiting for
some people do. Some parents do.
Yeah.
No, so you can't.
What was one of the movies with I think it was a movie with Jennifer Lopez and what's her name? And she was so involved in her son's life, and they was getting married, and
I know you're talking about Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, mother.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't want to be that way. No. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to drive my future daughter-in-law, son-in-law. Now listen, watch. I'm gonna watch you if you're doing some fuckery, right? But other than that, I don't want to be that annoying mother. No. I just don't. I'm not into that.
It goes back to she ain't had nothing going on with her life. Like, 'cause everything was about her son and what he got going on.
Yeah, it's too much. Too much. I always say you got to get a life, and figure it out. As a woman, we can play the wife, the mother, but then you forget you're you. Who are you outside of those titles?
Yes.
And a lot of times we forget that, and then we lose ourselves, which is why we stop taking care of ourselves. We let our physical come into play, all those different things, and it's like we gotta, above all else, when you're in this, I feel like when you're in this space, you have to figure out who you are. That's my take on it.
I'm with you, girl. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not there yet. I don't think. I mean, stats say some people are happier when their children leave and become. And I think it's because they're seeing their children go out and flourish and take on the world, and they know that they provided good guidance for their kids, so they feel happy knowing what the product that they made and what they're going to go out and do and take on the world. They can feel confident and be at home in themselves, and they also have something going on in their own lives that they can be happy and comfortable with that. I think it's the ones that, like you said, don't have enough going on, that they become the sad and lonely people.
Yeah, try new things. This is the time.
Go join a club or something.
Go join. Go join a club or something.
It's the truth.
But it's the truth. Like, just try.
Pick up a hobby. Learn something new.
Stop feeling like I won't be needed anymore because my kids don't need me. This is an opportunity for you to establish a different relationship with your kids.
Or with yourself, as a matter of fact.
Or with yourself, yes. Like, give yourself an opportunity to, again, like I said, just learn yourself. Try something. This is, like when people say, what do I do now? Anything you want.
Yeah.
Get up and go. You're not tied to a clock. You're not tied to a sports schedule, a dance schedule, a school schedule. No, pick me up, drop me off here, none of that stuff. So embrace that and enjoy that, because, man,
I'm trying to.
Girl, you gotta just get it going. Like, take up and you want to learn how to do this, go learn how to do it. You want to learn how to do, pole dancing or whatever, go ahead, get on that pole and swing it, baby.
Get on the pole.
What? First of all, I think it's art. I think that's
art.
It's art, and I think
I take my hat off to them.
I try this shit hard, right?
Upper body
you gotta have it. All those things, but I'm saying it's beautiful. Like, go do it if you want to learn how to sing, dance, whatever. Why are you stifling? You are holding yourself back.
Yes.
And if you're married, then y'all got to figure out how to love on each other again.
And start now. Reignite that fire.
Yeah, get it popping. Nobody's home. Pop it off it everywhere. What are you talking about? Nobody's
in every room. They all yours now.
Exactly.
Completely and fully.
Dogs be like,
exactly.
What the hell? Man, y'all better get it going. The empty nest and stuff.
I am so done.
Terrible.
And on that note, we love you for listening.
Yes.
Don't be afraid. Let them kids go and enjoy your space.
Enjoy your space. It's your space now. All of it.
Downsize if you have to.
Reinvent the new
and take
you.
that money and go travel.
Yes.
Come on. Listen. Enjoy your life.
That's what I say.
If you empty nester, you got more days behind you than you have before. You better get it popping.
What?
Literally.
Let's go. Do it.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.